I love cruise comments that go to survey because I'm utterly amazed at some of the things that people write in, go to survey, they're proven wrong, and then I have to ask myself, did you really think you were right when you wrote this? Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video, and we're going to read some comments that went to Cruise Survey. Now, this is more about the comment than it is the survey, because like the majority of cases, these people are wrong. The majority of cruisers do not agree with them. Doesn't stop them from writing it in, doesn't stop them from asking, but I do wonder that, do they go back, look at the results, and say to themselves, clearly I wasn't right. Clearly people don't agree with me. Maybe I should stop writing this sort of stuff in. First up, let's talk about pillows. Pillows on board cruise ships. Pillows are subjective anyway, because what is comfortable for one person may not be comfortable for another. And while you do have the option to bring a pillow with you on board a cruise ship if you have a specific one that you need or have to have, are the cruise ship pillows so bad though that this is becoming a new thing where everybody is bringing their pillows on board because, well, the ones the cruise line's providing are just so terrible? You must have noticed more and more people bringing their own pillows on board with them. That's because your pillow is, quite honestly, John Heald, are mega uncomfortable. Is this a trend that anybody else has seen? Are more and more people packing their pillows and bringing them with their onboard a cruise ship? Now, I'm not talking special pillows for a medical need or anything like that. I'm just talking about the ones provided by Carnival on their cruise ships that, oddly enough, you can still buy online and have shipped to your house. You can have them at home, and that's pretty popular. Are they just mega uncomfortable that this is creating a new trend where everybody brings their own? Only 1% of the people agreed with this, and I personally haven't seen people lugging pillows on board a cruise ship, but I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you take your own pillows on board a cruise ship? Now, the world of smartphones and smartwatches and just regular watches, is anybody out there missing the old days of the alarm clock sitting next to your bed while you're on a cruise ship? You know, the one where it's either bright red or bright green at night. I personally don't really care for that light, but is that something out there that everybody is missing? Are you missing having a digital clock in your cruise cabin? I ask that because only 4% of the people out there that voted agreed with this statement. Why are there no clocks in the rooms here on the Carnival Mardi Gras? Cheap hotels and all other cruise lines have digital clocks in their room. It would be so helpful to have a digital clock in each room. Now, I'm racking through my brain here, and maybe I need to go back and look at some room tours that I've done across multiple cruise lines, but I am having a really hard time remembering any other cruise cabin I've been in where there was a digital clock somewhere in the room. Because according to this person, this is something that cheap hotels and all other cruise lines are doing. But I don't remember ever seeing a digital clock in the room. You guys help me out. What cruise line out there puts digital style clocks in every one of their cruise cabins that Carnival, I guess could follow suit and do the same? Now, for this comment, I actually had to take a step back and think about this one for just a second. I don't agree with it, but you know what? I could see where this would be a possibility. I'm just thinking because as a man, this thought's never crossed my mind before. Blank Cruises allows passengers to choose whether they want a male or female cabin steward. Carnival should implement this policy as well. So my first question to that is going to be, what cruise line, because they didn't say, allows you to pick the gender of your cabin steward? I have never seen that option out there before. Now, I have not cruised on every cruise line out there. So if you know what cruise line it is that allows you to pick the gender of your cabin attendant, let me know in the comments below. I'm curious. But is this really a policy that Carnival Cruise Lines needs to implement? Do you need to have the option to pick whether or not you want a male or a female cabin attendant? And this is where I said I could get where this could be a thing. Now, me as a guy, when I travel solo, that's not something I concern myself with. However, I could see, I could see where if it was a single female passenger traveling by herself, she may feel more comfortable with a female attendant in the room versus a male one. You know what? I can get behind that. I can see that. Now, only 1% of the people that voted agreed with that statement, but I do have to admit that I could see where maybe this could be something that could be requested in a specific case by case basis. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Is there some merit to being able to choose the gender of your cabin attendant? And finally, cruise ship trivia. This is supposed to be fun. It's silly. It's a free activity that you can go to or not go to on board a cruise ship. This is not a serious affair. It's not a life or death situation that you know more Harry Potter trivia than so-and-so, Disney trivia, world trivia, music trivia than somebody else that happens to be sitting in the room. It's a fun activity that you can do. It's supposed to make you laugh, keep you entertained. But not everybody likes the way trivia is currently run, and we've seen this sort of thing before. Why is the trivia on board so bad? Something your own paper. Everyone yell out the answers, and the winner gets some cheesy plastic token. When can we win real prizes? $100 onboard credit. Now, only 2 people agreed with this because majority of people know trivia is it's just a fun thing. And honestly, the cheap plastic prize, especially if it's a ship on a stick, that's a kind of a coveted prize, actually. But what some people just can't seem to understand is if they make it a game where you're going to win $100 onboard credit for every time you play trivia on a cruise ship, and usually there's several trivias over a week-long cruise, that $100 has got to come from somewhere, which means now you're going to pay to play trivia. So now it's just what? Bingo with words? And as more and more people say cruising is getting more and more expensive and they're nickel and diming and all that kind of stuff, do we really need another activity on board a ship that you might have to pay for so this person can get $100 onboard credit if they know more Harry Potter trivia than you? Now, luckily, this isn't not something that's going to happen anytime soon. Not likely. Only 2% of the people that voted even agreed with this statement. So I think it's safe to say that most cruisers out there understand trivia is meant to be fun, and some folks just need to not take it so serious. And that is going to be our video for today. You guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this? Are these people right? Are they wrong? Did you agree with the minority? Or do you agree with the majority? Do you have an issue with pillows out there on cruise ships? Are you missing a digital clock in your cruise cabin? Do you want to pick the gender of your cabin attendant? And should trivia give out better prizes, which of course we all know means will come with an entry fee. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.